You saw in our last video our visit to Glastonbury Abbey, but there was so much to see we decided it needed a whole video of its own. We're Mark and V, and this is our adventures.
Whilst in Glastonbury, we decided to visit the Abbey, which is situated in the centre of Glastonbury town. The town has lots of boutique-style independent shops and is well worth a visit. It also houses a small museum on the site, and it's well worth a visit if you're coming to see the tour anyway. When we visited, a ladies' choir sang in the grounds and added to the atmospheric mood. It cost £11 each to enter, which seemed expensive. However, after visiting and seeing firsthand the splendour of the site and the helpfulness and the knowledge of the staff, it was worth every penny. In the early 8th century, King Iron of Wessex offered a sum of money to expand the abbey on the site. Towering on top of a picturesque hill, the abbey grew famous for its beauty and its lucrative glassworks, drawing pilgrims and visitors from all over England and beyond. The abbey was already famous on the continent when the Norman conquest brought England under French control in 1066. The Norman invaders happily claimed the abbey as their own, adding sumptuous new buildings and enriching it further. The abbey was later destroyed by a major fire in 1184, and after the fire the monks struggled to get the funds to rebuild it. It desperately needed something to make the abbey seem significant again, as it was now competing with the Westminster Abbey, which had been established in 1065 and whose architecture was already a marvel. However, there was one thing that Glastonbury could have that Westminster didn't. In the 1190s, Glastonbury monks let it be known that they had discovered the skeletons of King Arthur and Guinevere in a tree trunk buried deep underground. They relocated the grave onto the grounds of the Abbey's new church.
This is the site of King Arthur's tomb. On the 19th of April, 1278, the remains were removed in the presence of King Edward I and Queen Eleanor to a black marble tomb on this site. This tomb survived until the desolation of the abbey in 1539.
A 1962 archaeological dig found evidence that the tomb had been disturbed, and since then other burial spots have also been claimed to hold the remains.
So we're now going to walk down to two lakes, and we've been told today by a lady we met on the tour that the two lakes are male and female. Is it something to do with Arthur and Guinevere, Abbey Orchard? And I'm going to walk this direction Might see a squirrel run up a tree. More than that, we can see a squirrel on the bird table. They're obviously well fed here. I don't know how close we're going to get. There he goes. Up the tree he goes. There's two up there. There they are. Start throwing his nuts at me now. Get off my land. It's a medieval kitchen garden. It's almost like coming to your local garden centre, really, isn't it? The only difference is I've paid £11 to get in. This is your medieval herb garden.
The royal couple lay beneath a black marble tomb between the tombs of the Saxon kings Edmund Ironside and Edmund I.
Edmund Ironside?
Mm-hmm.
Now, wasn't Edmund Ironside what we were watching on Vikings?
Yes, around that era, isn't it? So.
We were watching a TV programme called Vikings, and there was an Edward Ironside on there.
I don't remember, a lot of Europeans though, that royalty would have all been connected.
This was the Chapel of St Andrew. I've just been talking to a chap over on the coffee store, and the thorn bush that's here, religious thorn bush, is actually not the original one. The original one is on Wirral Hill, but it was vandalised quite a few years ago, but luckily they've managed to grow a new bush or a new thorn tree from it, and it's over here. I'm just walking over to it now. And this is the original thorn, well, like this. Here's the sign. Here's the original thorn tree. And this is grown from the original thorn tree. So we did find it. And the one behind was an older one. There's not a lot left of it. It's being held up. But that is the first incarnation of the original one. And that is the second incarnation.
Glastonbury Abbey was a monastery. However, the dissolution of monasteries started in 1536. Glastonbury Abbey was considered to have large amounts of silver and gold, as well as its attached lands. In September 1539, the abbey was stripped of its valuables. Abbot Richard Whiting protested, and he was hung, drawn and quartered as a traitor on Glastonbury Tor on the 15th of November 1539. The abbey itself was stripped of lead, and its dressed stones were hauled away to be used in other buildings. In 1559, Queen Elizabeth I of England granted the site to Peter Carew, and it then remained in private ownership until the beginning of the 20th century.
Please helping me put my gloves on.
And then please stop your moving later.
Ah, see. He loves me really. Well, the grounds of the Abbey are absolutely beautiful. I'd imagine on a summer's day this would be a lovely place to come. Although I do imagine that it'd be quite busy as well. I'd imagine this would be quite a tourist attraction.
Yeah, definitely so. I think £11 is quite steep. However, sort of close to you only ever probably going to come once.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. If you only come in the once.
The price of the upkeep of this place, smidge. These buildings are ruins at the end of the day, and we've managed to stop them getting any worse.
Enjoyed our little tour of the Abbey, and if you did, maybe give the video a like and maybe even subscribe to the channel to see more stuff in the future. We have really enjoyed doing this video and I hope you have enjoyed watching it. See you next time guys, bye.